I'm usually not one to do the whole new year, new me thing, but this year for 2026, I want to try something a little different. So this year, it's a new year, same me, trying a new approach.
I used to be one of those people that used to slander those who were like, new year, new me, New Year's resolutions, and here I am at the big age of 23 doing the damn thing. Are we surprised? No. This year it's getting really strict because I'm implementing, once again, 2 75-day challenges. I am in fact doing my 75 soft challenge that I started way back when. I'm pretty sure it was 2 years ago now, and I got almost halfway through before my life literally hit the fan and everything came crashing down before I had to eventually stop because life was just literally coming at me like it owed me the worst ass whooping of my life. My purpose in starting 75 soft again is because I want to implement habits into my everyday that my later self will thank me for later, as well as make time for things that I don't as of right now. So my rules for 75 soft are as follows. Wake up by 8 a.m, journal every single day, move for 15 minutes, whether that be working out at the gym or going on a short walk with Cashew, or even just stretching, yoga, 24 ounces of water a day, 1 power hour a day, which means I dedicate an hour to my work, my craft, read 10 pages of a book a day, and be in bed by 10:30. I'm pretty sure if you guys are listening to this, you know what the 75 hard challenge is, and if you miss a day, you fail, but I decided to take a different approach to this, to where if I miss a day, I just can't miss the next one. You should never miss 2 days in a row when it comes to habits, according to James Clear Atomic Habits book that I read last year. And like I said, the whole point of this is to make sure that I am integrating habits that make me happy and make my life a little bit easier and just put me in a better place to get where I want to be. Now, the second 75-day challenge that I made myself is the Creator 75 Medium Challenge. I made 3 different tiers for like my starter creators, intermediate creators, advanced creators, people who are looking to pick their stuff back up, monetize, whatever you want to do. It's a 75-day challenge where you basically have a certain list of things that you do daily, weekly, and monthly, depending on which tier that you pick. I picked the medium one because I'm feeling very New Year's inspired, some may say. So my main goal with this vlog is to showcase my first couple days doing my 75 soft and medium challenges and how I'm integrating them into my everyday life so I can have a successful Q1 / my first part of the year. And hopefully I can give you some tips on how you can do that too. Me doing 2 75-day challenges is no easy task, even though the tasks for the challenges aren't that hard. Figuring out a way to check off those to-dos for both of my 75-day challenges was a task, but I decided that I wanted to once again refer back to the Atomic Habits book that everybody has read by James Clear and start integrating some systems. If Vlogmas is gonna do anything, it's gonna show me that my systems that are currently in place are not working, and because of that, I've noticed some patterns and behaviors that I do when it comes to my job and when it comes to actually checking off my habits every single day. There are some things that I had to tweak, but thankfully I've been able to do so in a very easy manner, especially because my schedule isn't as packed because I'm not posting YouTube videos every couple days in the capacity that I was for Vlogmas. So I have a little bit more time to integrate these different habits and to-do lists and tasks every single day in a way where it's healthy and it's not too much on my plate, but I'm still doing it and showing up for myself. One of the most recent situations of me integrating habit stacking into my everyday is when it came to taking my ADHD medication. Now, I've been on medication for mental illnesses and disorders before, but after you haven't done something for a long time, it can really be hard to get back into it. If you did not know, I'm on medication for my ADHD. I'm on Vyvanse, which is a daily medication, not an as-needed medication like Adderall. We could talk about my ADHD in a different video, but I wanted to give you a little debrief about like what that looks like for me. Usually what I do is I will keep my medication bottle in a place where I can see it in the kitchen near my food that I'm going to eat when it comes to the next morning, or near a cup so I can put my drink in it to take with my pill. So whenever I see like, oh, cup, pill bottle, I'm eating, it's time to do those 2 things together. And because I've been doing them together over the past 2-ish months now, give or take, I just seamlessly always take my medication right after I eat my breakfast / first meal of the day. And it's something that has seamlessly made its way into my routine. When it comes to tracking my like 75-day challenges and whatnot and my habits in general, when it comes to like my wellness habits, such as my 75 soft, like reading, journaling, I'm gonna be tracking all that in Notion. But because the Creator 75 Medium is a little bit more intricate and not every single thing has to be done every single day, I made like an entire Google sheet of 75 days worth of things that I can check off whenever they are needed / need to be done, and it's easier for me to track it that way. Something else I'm adopting this new year is going back to paper planning. If you go back to my like high school videos, I would be freakishly organized. Like the highlighters, the pens, the physical planners, the daily planners, that was me. Now I still want to stick in Notion when it comes to my content creation career and travel and planning and stuff like that, and other like digital things that I don't necessarily want to do on paper.
paper. I'm trying to decide if I want to start Butter by Asako Yuzuki. I've had this for a while. I picked it up like last fall / late summer, and nothing's really drawn me to read it until right about now. And something else I'm gonna do, at least for the first quarter of the year, is to really cut back on my book buying, because I have so many books I've never read just because my taste is constantly changing. And I wanna be able to read what I have instead of just going and buying things every single time I want something new. But literally most of the stuff in my library at home is new because I bought it and never got around to reading it. So I've had this for a while, and right now it's really piquing my interest, but I'm also really interested in reading my second Yuketsu book, which is called Strange Pictures. I read Strange Houses before and really liked it. So for right now, these are probably gonna be my first 2 reads of 2026, and I'm really excited to dig into both of them. Still don't know which one's gonna be first, but either way, both of them will get dealt with. I think it's hilarious how the sun wants to come out, as I literally went and got my planner for the year and sat down to talk about setting it up with y'all, as I just have my perfect matcha. It was meant to be. I just got my 2026 physical planner in the mail, and when I tell you, this thing is literally huge. Like, oh my gosh, it's giving dictionary. It has a lot of good features in it that I personally remember that I liked when I was like in high school and stuff, and I used to plan out all my stuff. For example, it has like weekly layouts and monthly layouts, and the one that I really wanted, which was daily layouts, where I can put like my schedule, my to-do list for every day and things like that. But I feel like physical planning is one of those things where, one, it's a lot more engaging for me, and I actually have way better memory retention when it comes to actually writing stuff down. That's why I thought this would be a really good idea for me. And then also I get to get a little crafty with it if I want to, in terms of like stickers, sticky notes, and whatnot. So I'm just really excited to use everything. I miss physical planning so much. And also I feel like everything we have now is digital. I am starting to sound like my grandparents. Not everything needs to be on that phone. I'm not going completely, what did I be saying? Analog. Like, I still will use digital stuff. Like, I still will use it for work. My entire job is literally digital work. There's no way that you can go 100% without technology unless you're in like a certain community, and I'm not. One of my goals last year was to strip back my use of technology, specifically my phone, my iPad, my laptop, as much as I could, and integrate like physical things such as media and whatnot. I think anything to create a little bit of a space between me and like my phone, my iPad, and my laptop was one of my goals. I did a really good job, and I want to continue that this year. And I'm taking a bigger step towards that by doing physical planning again. I'm really excited. Let's set this up. I've been dying to. That I always struggle with this whole eating healthy, whole foods diet, not eating out, is because it's not easy. It's something that like I generally have to like think about. I notice I struggle a lot when it comes to doing anything that requires a lot of extra steps, because when you have things that have, what is it? Not restrictions, tension, or just too many pre-steps, it's very hard for you to get into it because of all the prep work that comes with it. I have used Factor before in like previous months, but I stopped it a few months ago just because I noticed that it was a lot of food, it was coming very frequently. So what I did to kind of fix that issue was I get it way less often, and I get a lot less meals in my Factor thing than I used to. I used to get like 10, but now I only get 5. If you aren't, this isn't sponsored by Factor, but if you aren't aware of what Factor is, it's one of those like meal delivery services where they send you the pre-made food and all you do is microwave it. I personally love Factor. It makes things really easy. The biggest question of the week is, what am I gonna order my Factor meal this week? I got smoky Gouda macaroni and shredded beef, along with some Nona's Sunday beef bolognese. We also have some brown butter chicken and portobello penne, and we have some Athenian style feta chicken, and then finally we have some potato leek mash and grilled chicken. A way for me to try to combat my eating out habit, because that is a really big habit that one thing I'm gonna do is fall into and stick with it for months on end, it's just having food ready to go. So on top of Factor meals, I also am readopting my adult Lunchables that I used to make way back when. Adult Lunchables, you say, princess? Why we're returning to adult Lunchables, you may be asking? Let me tell you. I
have had a very interesting relationship with food over the past couple months following my ADHD diagnosis, because I decided to go straight into medication, and the medication that they put me on and has been working for me is a appetite suppressant. That's not why I'm on it, but it's a side effect of the medication. I have been noticing that if I'm not going to be eating a few solid big meals throughout the day, I need to go back to snacking wisely. Also, not entirely replace all the protein and calories that I was once getting, but it's a good start, and it actually helps replenish the ones that I miss as like a baseline. I don't know how I feel about mild cheddar cheese. Hold on, let's find out. I mean, I already bought it, so I have to use it, but Colby Jack is definitely better. This is a nice little middle thing to where I can still nourish my body in a way where it's like balanced and I still have some control over it, but also simultaneously not like putting myself through the ringer when it comes to forcing myself to eat. I still have a very, very, very good relationship with food. I've never personally had any problems with food. I've always loved it. One of my favorite things in the world because it tells so much about a culture, and you can learn so much about people's backgrounds and whatnot through food. So food has always meant a lot to me, and I'm very grateful that I've never had any extreme problems with it. I feel like this would be like the biggest problem, and the biggest problem is that like I'm not hungry, so it's not really necessarily a problem, but in terms of energy and like getting that sorted out, it's something that I want to like make sure I stay on top of. But since there's really no problem yet or no reason to panic or overthink whole food diet, I'm doing what I can control, which is in this current moment in time, adult Lunchables. I tried to keep this week's as simple as possible. So we have some pepperoni, we have some pretzels, cheese, and then goldfish or Cheez-Its depending on which box it's in. Let me put my Factor meals and Lunchables in the fridge real quick. One of the most important things to me this year, and has been for the past couple years, but I'm being for real this time when I say this year, is getting my fitness journey back on track. I have noticed that I've never regretted going to the gym, going to a workout class, and really moving my body. But for some reason, I never specifically put it into my routine and it actually sticks. I don't know if it's due to the way that my body produces / responds to dopamine, and I don't see anything necessarily happening as soon as possible, so it makes me not want to participate in that. That's like an ADHD thing. Or if it's just because I find it to be just something else that I have to do and adding to my like forever long to-do list. But whatever it is, I need to figure it out ASAP. And the way I'm gonna be doing it this year is actually trying new workout classes, trying new workout routines, trying new gyms and whatnot to see what really makes me enjoy moving my body to the point where I'm actually excited to go consistently and for more than 3 months at a time. Cause I'm real good for going for like 3 months at a time and then not going for like 6 to 8 months, and then I'll go for a month and then not go anymore. I notice I'm also the same way when it comes to cooking food. So when we were talking about the Factor meals and making stuff easy, I think I also just need to go ahead and have a list of go-to recipes that are a little bit more intricate for when I actually do want to spend a little bit more time in the kitchen. So things like beef stew, hot roast, long cooking soup, chilies, along with some super easy recipes that are like baked salmon, smash burgers, or even like frozen Trader Joe's meals. But I notice I feel a lot more fulfilled whenever I do move my body, I do cook more, and I do actually put in the work to enhance my days with activities like that. So I'm trying to figure out a balance and a way to actually integrate those things consistently and not just for random spurts at a time. But this year is the year that I'm absolutely determined to make moving my body and fueling my body an absolute top 5 priority, and making sure that it's a part of my lifestyle and not just something I do when I feel like it, but something I genuinely enjoy, you know? I usually have a word that I pick at the beginning of every single year, and this year I decided to focus on the word and choose the word balance, because I feel like in this day and age / this time period of my life, I'm not the best person when it comes to balancing their work, their personal stuff. I'm really just an all or nothing person, and in order to work with that instead of shame myself for that, I just need to find a better balance in terms of how I can take care of myself while also putting a lot of love and care into my job, which is what I really love to do. In 2025, I started this outsourcing / balancing process by bringing in help, such as my assistant Jarvis, just so I have more time to live my life. But I feel like for a really long time, I struggled with the balance of I was living to work instead of working to live. And I feel like as I'm approaching my mid-20s, I definitely want to adjust that standpoint as to where I feel like I'm personally at. It's such a toxic cycle / hamster wheel that one can get in if they're just so focused on on working. I'd rather just take the time now to start working on this balance by outsourcing, getting help, and really just dictating things that I don't necessarily need to be as hands-on with as I am. I love everything I do, but at the same time, there's no way it's healthy to juggle as many things as I do for work on top of having a personal life, friends, family, plans, travel. I have so much more to live for than just to work. All that being said, I wanted to thank you so much for tuning into my first video of 2026. I know I took a little break / my yearly sabbatical where I just kind of sit back and not worry about YouTube as much, especially after the Vlogmas burnout. I feel like I'm back better than ever, and I really hope you enjoyed the video as you guys continue to watch it, especially up to this point. So this is YouTube. You guys know the drill. You have to like the video, subscribe if you are not a part of the family already for new videos every single week over here. And if you're interested in getting more into the nitty-gritty and seeing me outside of just this corner of the internet, I also have Instagram, TikTok. I have a podcast coming out very soon, actually early February / the end of this month. Are we so excited? I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Hint, we're gonna talk about how I actually plan and organize my life. I hope you have an amazing morning, evening, night, wherever on the world, and I cannot wait to see you on my next video. Bye guys.